There's a version out there in One Piece where everybody just dies. There's also a universe out there where Luffy doesn't become an emperor, the Straw Hats get wiped out in Dressrosa, and a world where no one reaches the final island. And the only reason why we're not watching that version of One Piece and instead watching this one is because of what I call turning points. Turning points by definitions are critical moments or events that disrupts the current narrative, forcing the protagonists, i.e. the Straw Hats and Luffy, to change their entire perspective. Turning points aren't just examples of cool badass moments that happen in One Piece, they're actually checkpoints in a story where the entire story flips upside down. For example, Luffy's fight versus CP9. If he hadn't lost to Lucci and Kusan, he would have never developed Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd, which led to the defeats of Bruno and Lucci. Thus, Luffy gaining both of the gears led to the direct defeats of CP9 and ensured that his crewmates were safe and ready to escape. That's why in today's video, we're gonna be ranking the top 5 biggest turning points that happen in One Piece. Subscribe, like, support small creators like me, and fuck Jack. Let's start with number 5, Luffy's transformation to Gear 5. Right when we thought Luffy just died, he comes right back up, starts laughing, and uses Kaido like a jumping rope. Yes, on the surface, Luffy's transformation to Gear 5 seems just like something out of a fever dream. I mean, Toon Force might be the worst power ever shown in television history. But hot takes aside, the aftermath and the implications of Luffy's transformation to Gear 5 is what matter. The first thing Luffy did when he became Nika, the warrior of liberation, was to defeat the tyrant that's been holding a country for 26 years, freeing Wano and their people. Luffy becoming Gear 5 was the leading cause to why Kaido was taken down in the first place. Thus, the Straw Hats freeing Wano led to the entire country being indebted to the Straw Hats, which led to Momonosuke and Luffy reaching an agreement to make Wano a Straw Hat territory, which means the Straw Hats now have access to allies like the samurai, the ninjas, the minks, access to many high-grade legendary weapons around the area, and access to an unlimited amount of sea prism stone in the island. And that's only what people know from the outside. We all know Luffy now has direct access to one of the ancient weapons of the sea, Pluton, which is lying underneath Wano. The three crew alliance also have gotten a Wano Road poneglyph, putting them one step closer into the race to reach the One Piece. So in one move, Luffy goes from a strong pirate who originally had Fishman Island, Dressrosa, and Alabasta and the Straw Hat Grand Fleet as their allies, Luffy only having Snake Man, which is as strong as a Yonko Commander 1, and only 2 Road poneglyph in his hands, to now 3 Road poneglyph, putting him in the lead, Wano as an ally with the Pirate Mink Samurai Ninja Alliance, and now direct access to an ancient weapon underneath Wano, which everything culminates into Luffy becoming an Emperor of the Sea. Luffy getting Gear 5 and defeating Kaido just skyrocketed his potential in all power scaling. In Egghead, he was on par with both an Admiral and a Gorosei and was making light work of them throughout the entire arc. Yes, he still has that stamina issue to deal with Gear 5, but other than that, Gear 5 throughout everything we have seen has not struggled a single bit in any fight. He made light work with Saturn, Lucci, and especially Kizaru, and made Kaido look like a bum. And that's only one arc into Luffy having Gear 5. When Luffy is in Gear 5, Luffy is practically untouchable. But again, we're still one arc in, who knows what will happen in Elbaf, and after that, who knows. Next up is number 4, Whitebeard's death in Marineford. Everybody talks about Ace dying in Marineford and what that meant for Luffy moving forward, but surprisingly, not a lot of people talk about one of the real turning points that happened around the world, which was the death of Edward Newgate. Whitebeard might have been the only reason why the Grand Line wasn't a complete mess, which made me wonder why the Marines would have targeted Whitebeard specifically and not the other, 3. He was probably the nicest Yonko among the 4. All he wanted was a family, and his crew were his family. They treated him like a father, and he treats them like sons and daughter. Whitebeard wasn't going after the One Piece. He was just a stay-at-home dad. But suddenly, Whitebeard's death changes everything throughout the show, which directly sets up the many conflicts that happen in the Red Line, which the Straw Hats had to face. For example, due to Whitebeard's death, many islands lost protection from one of the 4 emperors of the sea, leaving their islands unprotected separated from the other Yonkos and the Marines. Fishman Island was one of the islands under Whitebeard's protection, but right after he died, Big Mom seized the opportunity and claimed Fishman as her territory, which Jinbei, a former warlord of the sea, pledged his allegiance to keep Fishman Island safe from the world government and the Marines. Another island that was affected by this was Spinks, Whitebeard's hometown, who was invaded by the Marines and the other pirates after Whitebeard's absence, and is now currently under the protection of Marco, who's staying there as a doctor. Furthermore, with Whitebeard's death, the New World becomes an even more dangerous place, with the rise of other dangerous pirates like the Worst Generation trying to seize the power vacuum that Whitebeard's death left behind. Blackbeard, Kaido, Big Mom, they all tried to seize more power in their control. And speaking of Blackbeard, he was the one who received all the benefits from the death of his former captain. With Whitebeard's death, this directly resulted into Blackbeard getting a second devil fruit, which he used to seize Pirate Island from Wang Ji during the Rocky Port incident. After he got that, during the payback war led by Marco, Blackbeard used the Gura Gura no Mi to take down the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates, which directly led to Blackbeard being named as an Emperor of the Sea. You can even say Whitebeard's death speech inspired a lot of people to head out to reach the One Piece, but to who they are, we still don't know. Next up is number 3, Vegapunk's message to the entire world. This is the only one on the list that's not exactly a war or a transformation, but instead a message to the entire world. A single broadcast actually changed the entire course of the One Piece world, because in One Piece, we all know knowledge is power. I already talked about the effect that Vegapunk's message had to the entire world in my current state of the entire world of One Piece in 2026, so be sure to check that out. But to simplify everything I said in my video, Vegapunk held nothing back when he was revealing all the secrets the world government was hiding throughout 800 years. He revealed everything about the Void Century, the war between the Ancient Kingdom and the 20 Kingdom Alliance, Joy Boy, the ancient weapons, and the reveal of the entire world is slowly sinking in the ocean. All information we have been theorizing for years, just for some random guy in Kokoyashi village to wake up, open the news, and like, oh shit, the world is sinking? Joy Boy, who the fuck is that? Because really, if the smartest man in the world went live right now and said, oh, aliens are falling down the sky, would we really believe that? Like, who even is the smartest man in the world right now? Elon Musk? Would you believe that? I don't know. Now, the biggest turning point that happened during Vegapunk's message was the reveal that the entire world is sinking in the ocean, and that the only thing that can stop it and prolong its fate depends on whoever has the One Piece treasure. Since this just happened, we still don't know its long-term effects, that it had on the world. Maybe the world's in complete chaos right now. We get like a step back from Elbaf, like, oh shit, Kokoyashi village is like on fire or something. Oh, everybody's gonna die, something like that. But again, the stakes has never been this high before, because the One Piece holds all the power to the fate of the entire world. Next up, we have number 2, Luffy's decision to train for 2 years. 3D2Y. Let's be honest for a second, okay? Pre-time skip Luffy and Straw Hats were not doing anything in the new world. Yes, Luffy was strong, but he was also hockeyless. Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd still had a catch. In Marineford, he was running away from admirals, struggling against Logia, and was a small pirate in the midst of everything that's going on. Jinbei, Law, Shanks, they all tried to protect Luffy because he was too weak. When Ace died, everything shifted in Luffy's mind, and for the first time, Luffy doesn't bounce back like always. He stays down. He knows that whatever that's waiting out there in the new world will crush them if they are not ready. Kuma wasn't there, Kizaru would have wiped them all out. At the end of Enies Lobby, Kusan and Garp would have wiped them all down. At the end of Trailer Park, Kuma could have wiped them all out. So instead of running back with everybody like he wanted to, he made a decision to train and get ready for the new world. And lastly, we have number 1, the biggest turning point in One Piece, in my opinion, is Luffy's decision to ally with Law. This one moment gave the series a goal for an entire decade. Team up with Law and destroy one of the 4 emperors of the sea, Kaido. Law's plan was flawless. Disassemble the power structure of the new world one by one. Destroy the sand factories and capture Caesar in Punk Hazard. Use Caesar as bait for Doflamingo to quit the warlord. Go to Dressrosa and destroy the Smile factories, which will stop the production of artificial devil fruits, halting the growth of Kaido's army. Yes, Law's original plan was to make Kaido kill Doflamingo, but even still, Law got what he wanted. Doflamingo is in jail and Law is somewhere out there still swimming. This one alliance branched into 5 different arcs in the franchise. What started as a 2-crew alliance led to the Minx, Samurai, samurai and ninja to form an alliance with them as well. Even Kid joined in the alliance to take down Kaido and Big Mom, which led to the defeat of two emperors of the sea. Because the Beast Pirates didn't just lose because Luffy got stronger, they lost because of Law's flawless and perfect plan that didn't go well because he allied with Luffy. What would you have expected? But almost all of these turning points have one thing in common. Each of their effects in the entire world are not finished. Let's just see what happens in the next following chapters. Subscribe, like, support small creators like me. I love you guys. Real one say back.